Libra. Welcome to your life purpose and career reading for 2020. I can't believe we're already here. So I've pretty much shuffled all the cards. I'm using a lot of different decks here today, just to get some messages around what are some of the themes going on for you regarding work, life purpose. But keep in mind, a lot of people they'll get confused. Like life purpose in your career doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't just because you're doing something for work, right? It doesn't mean that's why you're here, like your life purpose, and vice versa. So I always say, you could be someone that's maybe in working in construction, right? I always give this example, but anyway, maybe you're someone your friends and family go to for advice, right? To kind of help them with stuff. And that's your life purpose, is to help heal people, even though you're not getting paid for it. So don't get them confused. But, if you can merge your life purpose, your calling, call it whatever you like, and make it or turn it into a job or career path, then that's like a bonus too. But whether you keep it as a hobby or you get paid for it, it really doesn't matter as long as you use it in some way you're meant to express it. So let's take a look at your first card here. And sometimes I'll get certain jobs or career paths coming from the cards. So your first card here for 220, you have sensitivity. Okay, let's see what it says. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. Okay, so right off the bat, right, this is saying I do feel a lot of you, Libra, and you have a lot of sensitivity and a compassionate nature. I really feel whatever environment you're in right now, you're just starting to feel it's too harsh for you in some way. However, like you feel jumpy or fidgety, maybe even just sensitive to people's mannerisms around you. There's something that needs to change here, okay? Because I think what's happening is you're getting more in tune with like your own spirit and your calling. And if you're not in alignment with the job you're in right now, this is going to be very obvious for you. You're going to be getting maybe a lot of dreams, just like maybe even stomach aches, headaches, like it's going to start affecting you physically. So, for those of you who don't like their job or feel out of place in their job, this is also because your sensitivity is increasing and you're starting to pick up a lot of things in your work environment. I feel like you're going to be very intuitive this year. So, any feelings or nudges you get, even from the people around you that you work with, like maybe you'll feel like you're predicting like something, like a project approaching or some work, or maybe obstacles in work, like you're going to start feeling it and getting more intuitive about that. So, I feel like that's a strength too that would help you solve a lot of problems so you don't kind of come to a head like where stuff is like something's last minute and everyone's running around. I feel like this sensitivity will help you in your work. But also the challenge here for a lot of you to be very aware of, you need to clear your energy. So because you're sensitive, you're going to be picking up a lot of feelings from other people around you. So if you're working with your coworkers or your bosses, if they're in a bad mood, if they're like depressed, if they're angry, fidgety, you might start picking all these things up, right? So I need you to really focus on protecting your energy, or find certain ways to clear your energy often. Like maybe if you have like a ritual when you go home. What I like to do, and I'll share it with you guys, is I usually have salt rocks. You can find them at any local grocery store or health food store, or any spiritual or crystal shop. But it's just salt rocks, and I put a dash of lemon essential oil. I'll mix them together. The lemon really helps to get rid of negativity. It fights colds, lemon as well. So anything that's toxic, it'll get rid of it, right? So I like to put it in there, mix them up, and I put them in a little pouch or anything you could find. I usually keep them in my work bag too, so that helps. So I just kind of say a little prayer over it. or a little, affirmation, or just saying, please use this to help me protect my energy. And if to receive like positive energy or something like that, right? You could say whatever you want, but use it for your own, self protection. And you could see the clear quartz crystal over here. So maybe a lot of you will be working with crystals as well, but sensitivity is also showing you're picking up signs from spirits. Like I could see the bubbles here, but I feel like there's a lot of chatter too with that going on in your mind. That's because if you're in like a very busy environment, or maybe it's loud, I feel like you're becoming very sensitive to that too. So I feel like you want to be seeking more quiet spaces. And I see this especially for the Librans that are in like an open concept, like maybe office, and everyone could hear you. I feel like some of you could be a little uncomfortable with that, and spirits kind of telling you, maybe it's time to look into other options, because I feel like you need more of like a private space or sacred space. But also, yeah, there's just a lot of ideas and chatter going on. So I feel like you need, because you're channeling stuff from spirit, make sure you have a piece of paper and you're starting to write down whatever it is that you're kind of, downloading from spirit. Her feathers here symbolize communication to me. So blue is the color of communication. It's kind of purpley as well. So, anything regarding you speaking with people, making presentations, customer services, sales, stuff like that. But also something in the intuitive arts. Like I feel like a lot of you would be good spiritual teachers, coaches, mentors, anything like that. Okay, because this is all about using your third eye chakra and your throat chakra. So something mixed with the intuitive, esoteric arts, but also communication, right? So yeah, if you have been experiencing extra sensitivities, this is like a calling to you to make the necessary changes and to listen to your body, okay, and what your spirit is trying to tell you, okay, and especially if you're like, maybe like an example would be you're becoming very humble, and maybe you're in like a very materialistic or demanding cutthroat like office job or something where maybe they're just promoting services and things that don't really connect to your values anymore, and you're not feeling like you're on the same page, okay? So this could be a part of it as well, that you're seeking something with more meaning and stuff like that. So let's see the next one. All right. Yeah, that's interesting here, because look at that. You have the crystal card, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe some or one of you out there, you might be benefiting. If you're wondering what crystal to buy that's like good for you, I feel like mixing amethyst with the clear quartz would be good. Amethyst is like the master stone. Okay, so it helps with sleep. Okay, lavender's coming in too. I don't know why. Maybe some of you are having sleep issues. But amethyst is coming in because that's like a really good stone, especially for travel. It's a protector stone, but it's also a great stone to get in touch with your intuition, your spirit guides, compassion, and a lot of, actually, it's like it heals a lot of stuff, especially things with the heart as well. So any heartbreak you've been experiencing. But, any stone you get, when you mix it with the clear quartz, like the majority of the time, the clear quartz, amplifies the healing properties of the other stones. So yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about something, to help you with something, if you're going with an obstacle, if you need help in some area or to clear like a chakra, and you don't have any stones, this is also advising to you to go into your local New Age store to see which stone or crystal stands out for you. Okay, there's a lot of stones like to prevent negativity, to give you more courage and passion, to promote heart healing or something like that, right? But overall, for career paths, your connections to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. So, you could be someone that's working with crystals, like someone doing work with them, like offering different types of crystals, and maybe you're in a shop working too, or you're thinking about it. But you might even be doing stuff like Reiki or chakra alignment, and maybe you want to use crystals as a part of your work. Okay, I know a lot of people watching these too. They're interested in the spiritual arts as well. So maybe this is a message for a lot of you is something to do with crystal work. The other thing, if you're not dealing with gemstones and crystals directly, okay, this is saying maybe there's some of you out there that are really good in sales, and maybe you're thinking of selling fine jewelry or working with even fashion jewelry to help individuals enhance their personal image, to help them rebrand themselves or anything like that. So this is really interesting here. Yeah, but overall, maybe helping people beautify themselves through crystals. So yeah, if you guys get any ideas too from the cards, like any career paths, like make sure you write it down because the cards could mean something different for everyone. All right, guys. So you have next, talk to your angels. So instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. So for those of you who are feeling a little stuck, maybe you're at crossroads in your career path or something like that. You're wondering which direction to go in. Maybe you feel a little stagnant. You're kind of like cloudy, like wondering, okay, where am I going off to next? I already did this. I checked this off. Okay, what's next for me in my life? Maybe you haven't seen progress either, and maybe you've been waiting results like faster than they're actually coming in. So it could kind of make you worry. Okay. So this is here to tell you, everything has its own process. Everyone has their own journey. Okay. So some people's journey moves faster than others, but it doesn't mean, that you're doing it wrong, right? Like anything like wrong really is like just a lesson, or I don't see stuff as mistakes, right? I see them, challenges and lessons, right? And then knowing where to detour and go in the right direction. But, if you find yourself this year, your spirit guides and angels are telling you, instead of worrying and feeling scared and putting ideas in your head, because that's the other thing. I feel like a lot of you are putting scenarios in your head that haven't even like happened yet. So instead of doing that, say, okay, where's the problem? Like, what do I need to do right now that could help me maybe bring in some solutions, or try to look forward to something positive, or to look forward towards working into something. So ask your angels for help. Tell them, please remove this fear or worry I have, and help me fill that space with positive resolution or creative ideas to help me come up with something to move forward from whatever I'm feeling stuck in. Like, ask your angels for help. So maybe if there's something you're struggling with in the workplace and you're scared and you're like, okay, like, maybe you feel, oh my God, I'm going to get fired. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either, because I believe like if that has to happen, then the universe wants you in another direction to kind of shift your energy somewhere else. But if you're scared of that, then the plan would be, okay, maybe I could prep my resume. Maybe I could start looking for new opportunities that exist out there. If that's what I'm actually scared about, let me see what else exists out there, right? Instead of worrying, oh my God, anytime now it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen, right? I'm just giving you an example, like fear of getting fired or something like that. Yeah, I'm not predicting that. So that's just an example of maybe for one person, if that's like a fear, right? And yeah, fear is like, it's mainly illusions, honestly. Like whatever it is that you're scared sometimes, most people don't even notice, right? And 98% of fears don't even come true. So instead of focusing on the negative, on creating scenarios, your angels are saying talk to them because they want to come in and help you. Another thing I'm getting is a lot of you are like very clairvoyant and psychic. So I do feel a lot of you will be working with angels in 220, or you're getting like channeled messages through from angels. So that's what I'm picking up from here. So either just looking at signs to move you in the next direction, or you're like very much aware that you are, clairvoyant and psychic, and you're developing this strength a little more in you, and you're opening up to receiving signs from your angels here. So very interesting, guys. All right, so let's see some of the skills that you're going to be bringing forward. Okay, so these are skills cards. They're meant for like work purposes, and they're the Uncover Your Calling deck. So creating dialogue. So Libra, you're very social, extremely social, okay? You're meant to work with people, okay? Creating dialogue. This could be in any field like customer service. This is like pink collar career path. So anything where it has to do with exchanging dialogue between two or more people. So this is found in sales. It's found in like counseling, psychology. It's found too in like, maybe dealing with clients. Maybe you're like a project coordinator or something like that. It could be maybe in events, but anything where it has to do with even like interviewing or like a radio, right? Like where you're talking to the callers and they're calling in, like stuff like that, where you're like exchanging information and going back and forth between you and another person or a group of people. Okay, so creating dialogue. So this is going to mean something different for everyone, but it's basically the exchange of ideas or communication going back and forth. And sometimes it's you helping somebody else solving problems. So exactly like when you go to a coach or a psychologist, they're asking you questions, and then you're giving the answer or expressing your mind, right? So it could be this back and forth thing. So yeah, many career paths with that. Investigative, yeah. So this is an investigative skill, which is discovering resources. So maybe you're networking to companies, different places around you. You're trying to maybe get something, some sort of answer for either clients or customers. So you're networking with your community to kind of discover maybe new places, new people, new services, right? This is like something outside in the marketplace. You're trying to tap into different avenues, right? So yeah, like this could be maybe if you're helping someone in a counseling field, you're kind of looking for other resources for maybe other problems they're facing, right? Maybe if you're in marketing or selling products, maybe you're trying to see, what are some of your competitors? Maybe you're trying to find your target market who would be interested in buying your service or product. So you're really tapping into your network with this card. So this is a big skill that you're going to use this year and even if it's just for you looking for a job, you're kind of doing a big search and you're being very investigative to see and to try and find the go-to people that you need for whatever it is that you're looking for. All right. Wow. Okay, Libra. So here you go. You have another one is enterprising. So a lot of you have leadership ability. You're businessmen or women out there. Your main skill this year that you're going to be using is empowering others. All right. So you could be maybe holding workshops. You could be teaching. Or you could be selling a service where you really feel it's going to help someone. So you want to help empower them by, investing into this product or service. But it could also be as simple as helping others see their potential and their skills and their value in society or in the workplace or wherever. It could even be in helping others in love relationships, right? But you're helping them see their own worth, which is like a really big skill to have and a big purpose in this world. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, but this is a skill that many of you will be using this year. You're going to be you're going to make others feel inspired and empowered to move forward with their dreams and plans. Really nice, Libra. All right, so I pulled out a card from the Abundance Angels, and this is the message you're getting to create more abundance in your life and just to better your financial situation. And what you got is clearing debts. Okay, so I could hear some of you being like, yep, that's it. Or you're kind of like, ugh. I hear like two different ones. But here it is. What it says here. Okay, I don't know if you could see that. But your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional depths from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. All right, guys. So you don't know like what the future holds. You can't really be afraid of it, because if something hasn't happened, you can't really put yourself in that situation to be like afraid, right? But whatever you have to clear right now, okay, there's two types of debts that are coming in, right? They're financial or emotional. So if it's something like you owe someone money, okay, or maybe the government or your credit cards or your student loan, whatever, right? This is saying, because everything is energy, right? You might, maybe you have been pushing this away, but the more you've been doing that, like not everyone, for some people, it's still hanging in the back of your mind, and that's still taking space in your mind. And you don't want anything, that you don't want anything unwanted or something that is not in your best interest or positive for you to take a place in your mind, right? So this is why your angels are coming in this year to let you know that you need to take care of this debt so you could start focusing on creating more abundance that you feel happy towards, right? So the best thing is clearing this debt, whatever it is that it's like just kind of dragging and it's like making you feel low vibration. It's saying like make a plan to clear it this year, okay? So take the steps necessary to get rid of this, so then you can move forward into 2021 with like your own personal goals and save up for something that you want to do, right? To invest in your own dreams and your own purpose. So clear out anything that you're owing, especially from long ago, from the past, because it's just spilling into your future, the energy, and you don't want it to hang over your shoulders all the time. Even though you might not be thinking of it consciously every day, it's still lurking around in your subconscious, and you want to get rid of that as soon as possible. All right. Clearing debt can also involve emotional stuff. So, if you feel there's unfinished business with a certain individual in your life, if you feel that you needed to wrap up maybe like a friendship or like a toxic relationship with a beloved, make sure you do that this year. Make sure you speak your truth, and, you both bring your stuff to the table, bring it up from the surface and clear it up in order to move forward either together in a fresh new relationship. Okay, this could be family, it could be a friend, it could be anyone at all, right? But there's something weighing on you, they're saying, that is also taxing your mind, your mental space. And that also affects your body too. Like you could be getting sick from it because of thinking of it. Your body could be giving you physical reaction. So, this is part of your self-care this year, is to get rid of anything that's no longer serving you and it's just weighing down your energy. So, I know like it's like easy for people to say, well, get rid of what no longer serves you. But, there is like a method and a diplomatic way to do that. You can't just be slicing like, well, at least I don't believe like to just slice people just like that without giving some closure. There's like ghosting is like a big trend nowadays, right? But, I feel like not everyone deserves that, and like it depends on the relationship too. But be very mindful, like you might find it's beneficial sometimes not to cut someone out completely, but maybe just monitor your time like around that person. So, it really depends on you. That was like a heavy one. I really feel it. But, start making plans like once a month with my paycheck. I'm going to devote like, this amount, let's say 200 a month or 50 even a month to put towards this debt so I could start clearing it. So yeah, start making goals for yourself. And here are some keywords when it comes to work. So this is my deck here. I created. It's on Etsy if you're interested. It's just workplace cards. So it's keywords related around work. But you have brainstorm. Okay, so Maybe some of you are thinking, what do I like? What kind of career path do I want to focus on? Or what kind of job do I want to do next? Maybe you're a business owner and you're thinking, hey, like I want to start launching a new product, put out a new service. What kind of things maybe are people interested in? So this is a good time to maybe take out a piece of paper, or, I love using paper, like computer. I don't know. I don't feel so connected, in my opinion, but you could do whatever you want. But maybe take out a piece of paper, draw a little bubble. So that's called a cluster, and you could just put lines right beside it, or create a list where you could brainstorm some ideas or brainstorm services, anything. Yeah, and that would help you put your thoughts out on paper and get more clear on what you want to move forward with. If you guys get overwhelmed, I suggest put out everything, all your ideas on paper, and pick the top 2 or 3 that you want to work on this year, okay, that are most passionate for you. And honestly, if they don't work out, then you could move on to something else. Like you really, it's really, you got to weed through stuff to find your niche and what you do love to do. Hey, you got learn. So maybe some of you will take a course. You may be doing some new job that you get to exercise new skills. That's a little challenging, but you're going to learn very much this year in some way. It doesn't have to be in work, but just overall in your life, you're going to feel like you've become a totally new person. But there's more growth for you, I do feel, this year, and you will be learning a lot of things in life about people, your perspectives. A lot of your perspectives might change, your attitude, maybe the way you come across to people. They're going to learn from you, but you're also going to learn from them. Okay, this is also a good time to maybe go back to school, take a course, maybe a seminar, a workshop. Okay, and maybe you're teaching as well. But keep in mind, even as a teacher, you're also learning from your students if you're doing that. Yeah, so like I mentioned here, there's a lot of learning and growth. So yeah, for some of you that feel you have it, like maybe you're like, I had enough of growth and learning lessons, I'm done. So yeah, I know it's like annoying. It's like you have to be a little patient, but they're saying there's still some work to do here. So you've been passing a lot of your tests, I feel, but there's still a lot of, situations and people this year that will still be contributing to your growth. Okay, so you will notice yourself like blooming, like becoming more abundant, like a tree, right? So I feel like you will see a lot of your growth. And this could also mean, guys, if you're doing well in business, prepare to see a growth, a big jump this year in 2020. Okay, so yeah, and you might even grow in the company, like get a promotion in your job or some sort of recognition, but I see you moving upward, all right? So yeah, I mentioned that. So hey, your last card that I pulled out from the Sacred Travelers Oracle deck, I love this card. You got fogged in, okay? So this is go slow, take time. So you're on a new journey. You're in some waters here where you have your plan, you know where you want to go in your life, I feel, or for the next year. But I think things have come to like a bit of a stall, and maybe you're in a bit of like a questioning period. Maybe in the previous years, a lot of you, maybe you were go, 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 and now you've come to like a bit of like a little bit confusion has come in because the fog is here. Okay, so I feel like if you're not seeing a lot of rewards or growth coming your way for some of you, this is saying this is just a phase that's going to pass. So it's just, like any journey, right? You come across waves, thunderstorms, you have clear days where the boat is going smoothly. And then you have this fog where sometimes it gets a little fuzzy. You're not sure which way you're navigating your ship, right? Keep your head up and kind of a caution. Okay, don't rush through from the fog, okay, if you're not sure where you're going to come out on the other side from the fog, all right? So this is saying go slow, take your time, okay? So you have more time than you think, whatever is needed to for you to accomplish. It's not a point to rush. Maybe you feel you have to complete something in 220. I don't know. It's going to be different for some of you. But this will require for you to have some patience and focus and just pretty much tread carefully, okay, towards your destination. So go slow. Don't make any crazy, unpredictable decisions. That's what I'm getting the sense of in 220. And you'll figure out that things are going to clear, okay? So the path will clear eventually, and you'll say, okay, this is where we are. I'm in the right direction, or uh-oh, I might have to do a little small detour. Let's turn around, okay? So I hope that's clear, but this is the best way I could explain this. If you guys get any more ideas, feel free to write anything in the comment, guys. If I missed something or you feel you had an intuition about something looking at the cards, we're all in this together. So make sure you write something. So I don't know if boats are significant to some of you too. So maybe you're going to go on a little travel adventure, like I mentioned, or, you have a wide world of possibilities because I'm seeing the ocean here, and that represents emotions and also a world of possibilities. So you might decide to take a little journey. So this could be with travel as well. All right. So I wish you all the best. Happy New Year, and I will see you soon again. Bye bye.